Hello everybody, welcome to Answer Jordan. I'm Jordan. If you are new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're returning, welcome back. Hello everybody. Sorry I haven't posted a video in like a month. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that. This school year has been very hectic. We're talking about we're talking about the Grammys today. But in particular, we are talking about Beyoncé, we are talking about Billie Eilish, we are talking about the album of the year, win or controversy or whatever, and we are going to end this video talking about the Cowboy Carter tour. So let's jump right into it. Beyoncé wins at the Grammys last week. Beyoncé won Album of the Year, Best Country Duo, and Best Country Album at the Grammys a couple of days ago. And I'm here to tell you all that Beyoncé should have won more awards. Yaya should have gotten the Grammy. I knew Bodyguard wasn't really going to win anything. Unfortunately, I think the category she submitted Tyrant in, she didn't get nominated for that, but that was because her and her team were dumb and submitted Tyrant for Best R&B when it should have been Two Hands to Heaven. I think Texas Hold'em lost for Best Country Song. 16 Carriages lost its Grammy nomination. I think Yaya was in Best Americana, but whatever. Beyoncé should have won more than 3 Grammys, in my opinion, for this Grammy season. But with the 3 Grammys that she won, I am very happy. Let's start with Best Country Duo Performance. Two Most Wanted is one of the best songs I think has ever been written of all time. Two Most Wanted is also how can I put this? I like that Beyoncé and Miley Cyrus are bringing back duets. Beyoncé and Miley Cyrus are bringing back true duets. It reminds me kind of like a Whitney and a Mariah kind of a duet, or whenever they sing together on stage, where even though both Whitney and Mariah can sing high, they both can do a whole bunch of acrobatics, that's not the point of a duet. The point of a duet isn't to like outdo each other, a la Aretha Franklin and Celine Dion, or a Dionne Warwick and Patti LaBelle. The purpose of the duet is just to make beautiful music, and sometimes one person leads and sometimes another person leads. And I think Beyoncé leading and having Miley Cyrus filling all those really low notes, Miley Cyrus has a really good grasp and like grr in her voice. I thought it was so beautiful. I think Two Most Wanted definitely deserved its Grammy win. Let's move on to Best Country Album. Last I checked, Cowboy Carter is the only album that was nominated for Best Country Album that sold over 400,000 copies first week. It's the only album in the country Best Country Album category that went number 1. It is the only country album from the country Best Country Album category that had a song that went number 1. I'm almost certain it's also the only album in that category that has over 1 billion streams. I could be wrong, but I don't care enough about anybody else in that category to look. Best Country Album, and we're going to get to Beyonce's Album of the Year win. Best Country Album was the most important award Beyoncé won that night. You could tell based off of her reaction, based off of the posts that she's posted on Instagram, Best Country Album for Beyoncé was the most important win and the most meaningful win of the night for her. She was not expecting to win Best Country Album. And we're going to get to this when we talk about the Billie Eilish dance, but I need you guys to stop saying that Beyonce, you'll see the video of Beyonce being surprised that she won Best Country Album, and people will be like, oh, I bought this one too. And I'm like, wait a minute. Because multiple things can be true at one time, but also multiple things cannot be true at one time. Beyonce and Jay-Z are buying all of their nominations. They're buying all of their Grammys. Which, by the way, if you're part of a major record label, your record label is buying your nomination. I'm sorry. Most of the time, if you're part of a major record label, they're buying your nomination. Don't piss me off. But Beyonce and Jay-Z are buying all of Beyonce's Grammys. But Beyonce and Jay-Z could never afford to purchase the Album of the Year Grammy until 2025. Jay-Z's been a billionaire since like Self-Titled came out, I'm pretty sure, and Beyonce, I'm pretty sure, became a billionaire around the time of Lemonade. So you're telling me that two billionaires, two of the most powerful people in music, didn't have the money nor the power to buy Album of the Year the other 4 times Beyonce was nominated for Album of the Year? Also, if Beyonce and Jay-Z were purchasing Album of the Year, their Album of the Year wins, why hasn't your fave put up the money to win Album of the Year? Is your fave broke? Is your fave poor? Because my faves aren't. Beyonce's not broke and Beyonce's not poor. But what's going on? What's going on? Also, people keep bringing up that Beyonce wins too much and she has 35 Grammys. Most of Beyonce's Grammys are in categories that shut out black artists from other categories. Most of her Grammys come from black categories. Beyonce, as of right now, Beyonce only has 3. No, she has 2 Grammys in the big 4 categories. Beyonce's been in the game since 1996. 7. Beyonce's been in the game since 1997, and she only has 2 awards in the big 4 category. She got Song of the Year for Single Ladies back in 2009 and Album of the Year. Beyonce has never won Record of the Year, and Beyonce has never won Best New Artist. So I don't understand. I honestly don't get what the issue is. Why your faves are too broke to buy Album of the Year. I'm so sorry about that. But actually, let's just talk about Beyonce's Album of the Year win. The theme, and I feel so bad because I really don't want to have to drag Billie Eilish by her cultural appropriating blonde wig, but I don't care also. The theme for the Grammys was innovation. The theme for the Grammys was innovation, innovating things. Cultural impact. That was the theme of the Grammys. Beyonce, 25 years into her career, went into a genre that she has never done before. That's not true. Went into a genre that she has never done before, like as a full album. Had multiple country legends. Dolly Parton, Willie Nelson, Linda Martell, multiple country legends on her album. At the same time, introduced the world to a bunch of up-and-coming black country artists. One of those black country artists just had one of the longest running #1 songs of all time, by the way, and he became mainstream last year. Beyonce is also the first black woman, I'm pretty sure, to chart on several country charts. Beyonce, at this Grammy Awards, was the first black woman to win Best Country Album. She's the only black person to have won Best Country Album, and she is the second black person to win any country category in the past 50 years. 1975, for instance. She's the second black person, or second black woman, third black person to win in any country category at the Grammys in 50 years. What did Hit Me Hard and Soft do that changed the music industry, that innovated the music industry, that innovated her sound. What did Hit Me Hard and Soft do that Cowboy Carter didn't do? The only thing people have with Hit Me Hard and Soft is that the album is more popular than Cowboy Carter. Here's what I'm going to say. I would hope that Billie, the girl who debuted in 2018, I would hope that her album is more popular than the bitch who debuted last century. Beyonce debuted last century and is still keeping up with people like Billie who debuted like 6 years ago. Not 6 years ago. Like 7 years ago. Beyonce really got into the music industry. Beyonce started doing music in 1990. Beyonce's been in this game for literally almost her entire life. Not 40 years, like 30 years. She's been in this game for about 30 years. And she's been mainstream for about 26 of those 30 years. And Beyonce is still keeping up with Billie Eilish. Cowboy Carter went #1. But Hit Me Hard and Soft didn't go #1. Cowboy Carter sold 407,000 copies first week. And Hit Me Hard and Soft sold less than 300K first week. Aside from streams, what did Hit Me Hard and Soft do that innovated the music industry? Hit Me Hard and Soft is the same album that Billie has released. She's released the same album 3 times. Where Do We Go When We All Fall Asleep, Happier Than Ever, Hit Me Hard and Soft are all the same album. They are all the same album with the same topic. They're talking about love. They're talking about mental health. They're talking about heartbreak. They're talking about other life topics. Cowboy Carter gives you a deep dive into the history of country music. It introduces you to new country stars as well as people who have been overlooked in the country space. She talks about the history of Black people in the country space. But then she also tells us that even though this album is a country album, I do not want to be defined by a genre. I am the genre. Country is not the genre. Beyonce is the genre. And you hear that as you go along in the album. Hit Me Hard and Soft, the way it's formatted is formatted like a regular album. Cowboy Carter is formatted as a radio station. Where was Billie going to win Album of the Year at? Where was Billie going to win Album of the Year at? Hit Me Hard and Soft wasn't even runner-up for Album of the Year. If Billie did not win, if Beyonce did not win Album of the Year, Brat would have won Album of the Year. If Beyonce and Charlie did not win Album of the Year, Chapel was going to win Album of the Year. If Beyonce, Charlie, and Chapel didn't win Album of the Year, Sabrina was going to win Album of the Year. If Beyonce, Charlie, Chapel, and Sabrina didn't win Album of the Year, Taylor was going to win Album of the Year. You see how Hit Me Hard and Soft is like second to last in its category? Also, everyone is so mad at Beyonce for taking all Billie Eilish fans, you bitches. I don't care that you're 12. You bitches are so mad that Beyonce stole Album of the Year, I guess, from Billie Eilish, but Sabrina whacked her ass in every category they're both nominated in. Ooh, Sabrina whacked Billie's ass in every category they were nominated in. But I don't see you guys talking about Sabrina didn't deserve her Grammys. Why are the only people y'all are targeting Billie Eilish stands? Why are the only people that y'all are targeting are Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar? Why is it that the only people that you guys are targeting are Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar? Do I agree that Hit Me Hard and Soft should have went home? Billie shouldn't have gone home Grammy-less. Let's start there. Billie Eilish should not have gone home Grammy-less, but Billie Eilish was not winning Album of the Year. Billie Eilish didn't even win the categories in her genre. She didn't win any of the pop categories. How do you win no pop categories and then win album of the year? That doesn't happen often. That does not happen often. The last time it happened was Taylor for Folklore. And Folklore is a masterpiece. Folklore is Taylor Swift's magnum opus. It is. It simply is. Folklore Evermore are Taylor Swift's magnum opuses. That makes in complete sense. Folklore winning album of the year and Taylor Swift didn't win any pop categories. That makes sense. Also, the vote for album of the year was split. And I mean, it was split badly. It was split badly. You have all the people who actually respect music, people who respect artistry, people who respect people who put time and effort and hard work and tears into their craft, who probably are voting for Beyonce. Then you have the people who just love pop music now, like pop music is their bread and butter, so they're going to be split between Chapel and Billie. Then you have all the people who like people who do different things, so those people are probably voting for Charlie. Then you have the people who like the status quo, and so those people are probably voting for Taylor. And then you have people who are voting for people like for like the underdog or like something like that, and those votes are probably split between Andre 3000 and Chapel Roan. Billie was not beating these other albums. Billie wasn't even runner-up. How was that award stolen from Billie when Brat would have won if Beyonce hadn't taken that album of the year award home? Remove Beyonce from the equation and keep everything else as the same. Brat was winning album of the year. Remove Cowboy Carter and Brat from the equation, keep everything the same. Chapel was winning album of the year. Do you see where I'm going with this? Billie Eilish was in 5th or 6th place allegedly. She was never winning album of the year. And this goes into another thing. Beyonce's legacy is constantly disrespected by literally everyone, and I don't understand why. Black people come to the front. You black people, I'm going to call you guys something real bad. You guys bitch and moan about not having any black superstars, but the ones that you do have, you treat like shit. Y'all treat Beyonce so terribly, and Beyonce is the only black person who is as big as she is in the music industry right now, who is taking the time and the effort and the energy to actually go and teach us about black history through music. No one else is doing that. No one else as big as Beyonce is doing that. Y'all are treating Beyonce so terribly, and y'all keep trying to diminish Beyonce's legacy. And the reason you guys keep trying to diminish Beyonce's legacy is because, one, you are simply jealous of Beyonce. Beyonce's life, aside from a few moments, is basically perfect. She is at the top of her career. Any setback Beyonce has had in her career, she has bounced back 10 times harder and better. Beyonce's music only gets better as she ages. Her voice only gets better as she ages. The more she releases music and the more she grows, the more popular Beyonce gets. Beyonce is not going anywhere anytime soon. And I have to assume it's jealousy, because Beyonce either makes you feel inadequate or you're mad that your fave is nowhere near where Beyonce is, and that pisses you off. I'm so sorry to say, most of Beyonce's peers are where they are because they did not take the risk in their careers that Beyonce was taking in order to push the boundaries of the music industry. There's a reason why none of Beyonce's actual peers are in the same category as she is in. The closest person out of Beyonce's peers who is like, on the terms of like a success level, is Britney. She's the closest. And I know a lot of y'all want to bring up Rihanna. Rihanna is not Beyonce's peer. Rihanna debuted a full 5-6 years after Beyonce debuted as a solo artist. Rihanna is not Beyonce's peer. Taylor Swift is not Beyonce's peer. Billie Eilish, who debuted in like 2018, 2017, is for damn sure not Beyonce's peer. Chaperone is not Beyonce's peer. Sabrina is not Beyonce's peers. Beyonce's peers are irrelevant. I don't mean to be mean, but compared to Beyonce, Beyonce's peers are not as relevant as she is. Beyonce's peers are not selling like she is. Beyonce's peers are not touring like she is. Alicia Keys and Usher cannot do a stadium tour. The only person in Beyonce's in Beyonce's like class of peers that can tour the way she does is Pink. Pink is the only one who can tour the way Beyonce does, and they both debuted around the same time. Beyonce's career is older than Billie Eilish, and Beyonce is in Grammy categories with Billie Eilish. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Cowboy Carter won Album of the Year because Cowboy Carter is simply better than every album that came out this year. Beyonce is a better artist than everyone who was in Album of the Year, in that Album of the Year category. A lot of you guys are going to bring up the fact that Beyonce has songwriters on a lot of her songs. Let's talk about that. Do you think if Billie Eilish employed other songwriters other than herself and her brother that Hit Me Hard and Soft would sound the way that it did? When did collaboration become a negative thing in the music industry? I'll tell you when it became a negative thing in the music industry. Collaboration became a negative thing in the music industry once Taylor Swift hit the scene. I am not blaming Taylor Swift for the way that her stands, the way that a lot of other stands of white artists act. I am not blaming her. But when Taylor Swift hit the scene, collaboration no longer became a thing that was taken seriously. Collaboration no longer became valid because Taylor Swift was the artist that came into the industry being like, I write every single thing that you hear, I have written on. And sometimes we can tell. Sometimes we can tell, i.e. Midnights and Torture Post Department. We can tell that Taylor Swift writes every single thing that she does. When Beyonce, you know what, actually, let's go here. You know the reason why Beyonce has never lost a lawsuit when it comes to copyright or when it comes to someone suing her for stealing credits? You want to know why Beyonce has never lost a lawsuit? Is because Beyonce gives credit to everyone who touches her project. Also, you guys do not know what songwriter means in the context of the modern day music industry. If you wrote the lyrics to the song, you are considered a songwriter. If you wrote the melody to the song, you are considered a songwriter. Hell, if you produced the song, in most cases, you are considered a writer. If you came up with a melodic part on the song that might not be the melody, you came up with the counter melody, you came up with the drum part, you came up with the string part, you're a songwriter. You will be credited on Cowboy Carter. You will be credited on whatever album you worked on as a songwriter. That's how that works. If I was writing with Beyonce and Cowboy Carter, and I'm the one who came up with the Riverdance melody, I'm considered a songwriter. That's why Ray is considered a songwriter on Beyonce's Cowboy Carter. Also, Beyonce samples a lot. Sampling is arguably harder to do than coming up with original material. Because in sampling, because when you come up with original material, a lot of the times, especially in the pop space, you can just fall back on the fundamentals of pop music. If you can't think of anything, a 1-4-6-5 progression, a 1-6-4-5 progression, a 1-5-1-5 progression, a 1-4-5-6 progression, all works. Just fall back on the basic chord progressions of pop music and you have a song. With sampling, you are taking a piece of music, a piece of media, you are taking some kind of an audio thing and transforming it into something else that suits the needs of your song. Beyonce was sampling a lot of people who have been forgotten about in the music industry. Beyonce was sampling people who were basically ran out of the music industry, i.e. a Linda Martell. Beyonce was sampling people who are overlooked in the industry. When you sample, you also have to credit. If Beyonce, let's say, and this isn't true, but let's say Beyonce wrote Yaya completely by herself. She wrote the lyrics, the melody, she wrote everything completely by herself. If Beyonce uses a sample on Yaya and the original song that she is sampling has 800 songwriters, guess what? 800 songwriters are going to be credited for writing Yaya when it was only Beyonce who did it. If you take away samples, Cowboy Carter has 7 primary writers, including Beyonce. Also, Beyonce has a writing credit on every single song that she does. When you do writing credits are listed in the person who contributed the most to the least. Taylor Swift does not always write her songs completely by herself. Whether that she might write the lyrics all by herself, but the composition. When you go look at Taylor Swift's writing credits, on a good number of her songs, she is not the lead songwriter. But you would never look me in my face and tell me Taylor Swift did not write the music that she puts out, because it's not true. Stop disrespecting Beyonce's legacy. Stop disrespecting Cowboy Carter. Stop calling Beyonce slurs. Stop saying that Beyonce's win was a DEI win, because that's racist. That's racist. Saying that Beyonce bought her award is racist. Why is it that Beyonce and Kendrick bought their award, but Sabrina Carpenter and Chapel won there fair and square? That's racist. Beyonce has never won Album of the Year before, but all of a sudden she wins Album of the Year. All of a sudden she does not deserve to win Album of the Year. That's racist. You saying Beyonce does not deserve to win Album of the Year in and of itself is not racist. It goes deeper than that. But a lot of you pasty white bitches do not have the bandwidth, do not have the knowledge, the literacy. You do not have the space to go deeper than that, because the music you consume doesn't go deeper than that. Anyway, that's enough of me dragging all of you illiterate bitches who keep coming from Cowboy Carter. If you're going to talk shit about Cowboy Carter, listen to the album. I just trashed Hit Me Hard and Soft, and almost all the songs are on my playlist. I like Hit Me Hard and Soft. Is it my favorite Billie album? No. Billie Eilish has not made a better album than her first one. Sorry. After listening to Hit Me Hard and Soft for a few months, Billie Eilish has not made a better album than her first one. Sorry. In the grand scheme of Billie's career, I think Hit Me Hard and Soft, I think the only thing that will keep Hit Me Hard and Soft in rotation when it comes to Billie's career in the long run is the fact that y'all believe she got snubbed by Beyonce when in the true matter of fact, Billie Eilish was nowhere near winning Album of the Year. If Charlie XCX won Album of the Year, would y'all say the same things that you're talking about Beyonce and Charlie? If Chappell Roan won Album of the Year, would y'all say the same things I said about Chappell Roan, about Beyonce and Chappell Roan? If Sabrina Carpenter won Album of the Year, would y'all say the same thing that y'all said about Beyonce to Sabrina Carpenter? I don't think so. And there's a reason why. And I need you guys to unpack that. A lot of you guys think that because you're not a part of the KKK, that because you don't burn crosses and because you don't call black people slurs, which some of y'all are doing, but y'all think that because you guys aren't staying down with the blacks, that you're not racist. But if you were to dig into your reasoning as to why you think Beyonce does not deserve Album of the Year, eventually the hood does come off and the person underneath starts to look a lot like a person that we know. So yeah, Anyway, let's talk about something fun. Let's talk about something fun. Beehive, what are we doing for Cowboy Carter?
Miss Piggy, have you ever been this excited before?
What? Okay, I need Beehive lock-in. Did any Beehive who has been subscribed to Beyonce's website, did any Beehive who has been subscribed to Beyonce's website not get into the Beehive pre-sale? Because that happened to me and that happened to one of my friends. I have been subscribed to Beyonce.com since like 2020. I've been subscribed since the gift came out. So I've been subscribed since 2018. How the fuck? And I bought merch through Beyonce.com. How the fuck did I not get in the Beehive pre-sale? The only reason I can think of me not getting into Beehive pre-sale is because for some reason when I selected my dates, it didn't let me sign into my Ticketmaster. And something must have gotten fucked up or something, and I got put in artist pre-sale. Why would I get put into artist pre-sale and I'm a Beyonce.com subscriber? Answer me that. Anyway, what are we doing for tour? Me and my friends, and I will post something like right around here of like what me and my friends are going for. The stadium that I have a screenshot for it's not called FedEx Field anymore. It's called Northwest Stadium, which yuck. In Washington, D.C. I live in D.C. So I live in New Orleans, for college, but I live in D.C. So I know my entire life it's been called FedEx Field, and now it's not FedEx Field anymore. It's called Northwest Stadium, which again, yuck. Just call it Landover Stadium or something like that, because it's in Landover. But anyway, the picture that I have up here is the picture of Landover. I am not going to see Beyonce in Washington, D.C. I am seeing Beyonce. The dates that I chose for Beyonce are Houston. I chose both nights for Houston, and I chose Atlanta. I do believe that once pre-sale kicks off, once general sale kicks off, we will be seeing Beyonce add more dates. I'm pretty sure Los Angeles has 4, DC has 2, Atlanta has 2, Houston has 2, New York and New Jersey have 3. And there are no Las Vegas dates as of right now. London has 4, and Paris has 2. Paris especially is probably getting another date because they love Beyonce down in Paris. London's definitely getting a 5th date because she had 5 dates for the Renaissance tour. Houston is definitely getting a 3rd date. Atlanta is definitely getting a 3rd date. I wouldn't be surprised if DC get a 3rd date as well. It is going to be a bloodbath for tickets. So what are we doing? I am a Verizon customer, so I can get into the pre-sale at the same time as Beehive pre-sale on Tuesday. Wednesday is artist pre-sale, and for some reason, for artist pre-sale, you are not guaranteed a code for artist pre-sale. In Beehive, you are guaranteed to get into that pre-sale. Artist pre-sale, you gotta hope to God you got sent the link to your Ticketmaster. I'm very excited. Me and my friends are all going for either floor seats or we are going for 100 section. And I'm really hoping that if we get floor, we can be more towards the front of the floor, but I do also understand that that's going to get expensive. We're also looking but not really looking into being in the pit because of the because of the bar, and the pit also has its own bathroom. So there's that. I'm very scared for this pre-sale. The Renaissance pre-sale, the Renaissance World Tour general sale was hell on earth to go through. How can I put this? I want to get into pre-sale because I want original prices of tickets. I do not want dynamic pricing. I do not want to deal with resellers. I want original tickets. Because when I went to the Renaissance tour, my ticket that should have been like $250 was $600. So I hope you're Beehive. I hope you're preparing. I hope you're getting your Wi-Fi checked out. I hope you have your laptops and your phone charged. I hope you have your card on your Ticketmaster account ready to go. I hope we are in for the fight of our lives. There's only 23 days on this tour. And the way the dates are spread out, it's obvious that Beyonce is expecting, and her team are expecting to add more dates as this goes along. However, there is a theory that this is the I Am Such a Fear situation where Beyonce went on a very short mini tour, and then she went on a giant world tour for the self-titled album. So we think that's what's going to happen. We don't know. It's Beyonce. You can never know what Beyonce. But I am so excited. Billie Eilish fans, you guys can bitch and moan, and you guys can call Beyonce monkey gorilla girl. You guys can call Beyonce whatever. Beehive has moved on, and we're preparing for the fight of our lives. We don't care anymore. That album of the year is in Beyonce's house. That album of the year is in Beyonce's house. Billie Eilish went home with nothing. Suck it up and move on. It honestly couldn't be me. I have never known my fave, which is Beyonce, to go home Grammy-less or go home award-less when it comes to Grammy season. And I'm sorry that y'all have to deal with that, but I simply don't care anymore. So what do you guys think about Beyonce's Grammy wins? What do you guys think about Billie Eilish stands showing us that they're really, really racist? And Beehive, what are you doing to prepare for Cowboy Carter tour? What is your outfit inspirations? I was thinking of, me and my friends are thinking of doing either red and black, reminiscent of the Beyonce Mugler photo shoot, which I might have here, or we're thinking of doing pink, kind of like the Pink Pony Club, cowgirl kind of a look. I do know that most people are probably doing denim. They're probably doing regular cowboy attire, so that's a bunch of beiges, browns, and blacks and tans. And I know some people are probably going to reuse their cowboy outfits that are Renaissance inspired, because cowboy attire is about to shoot the fuck up. So what are we doing for Cowboy Carter? Let me know. And I will see you guys later. And I'm sorry that it took me until February to make a video. I'm so sorry. Hopefully, I will be keeping up more and more videos. I'm a bit more on track in school now. And I love you guys, but school comes before this. Also, I am writing a musical and I'm working on an album. I have a lot I am doing right now. So I will talk to you guys later. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.